Okay, in this video, we're going to learn how to do job searching strategies within LinkedIn specifically. So when you're on the homepage of your LinkedIn profile on LinkedIn, what you're going to do is press the jobs icon here. So the jobs icon in this, there's a lot of different things in here, right? But what we're going to do is search by this title, skill, or company that you're looking for. We're going to focus on the title, for now. So for example, if you wanted to be a graphic designer, you would search it in here. When you press enter, it's going to default to the United States or where you're from. You can always, if you're looking for a state that you're living in specifically or a city, you can always type that in. So for example, you could type in Dallas-Fort Worth and select that one in order to press search and see your results. But in this case, we're going to keep as is. And there are some positions that, for example, the title that you're looking for can be really, really nuanced. So graphic designing is something that's pretty generic, but if you do have something that's a little more nuanced, you can look for the skill that you're wanting in particular, or you can go to resources such as the ONET page in order to figure out what other titles in which the role that you're wanting for specifically is called. There might be another name for it that you can try to plug in here. So just kind of plug and play, see what you find, look at the roles and responsibilities within the job description as well to see if that fits your interests and your values. So like I said, I searched graphic designer here, and you can see there's about 74,000 results in the United States alone. And what you can do to get this number smaller is that you can use the different filters. So for example, you could look at date posted. You could look at experience level. What I recommend here is for the experience level in particular, select the experience level that's actually yours, and then one below and one up. So for example, say you're looking at an entry-level position, I would also look at internship and associate. And the reason I say that is because oftentimes, although they're only supposed to post entry-level positions, some people post positions in there that aren't supposed to be in there. So just to keep that in mind, it's good to just kind of see that different array of options. And for example, if you're like an entry-level person, you might be able to reach for an associate, just depending on the different requirements and whatnot. So just something to keep in mind. You can also search by company. If there's a company that you want for, or that you want in particular, you could do the job type. There's a ton of different options here. You're probably going to select full-time if you want like more of a salaried position. And then, of course, you have the option for on-site, remote, and hybrid. This kind of got released after COVID, especially, and more companies are putting that information on there. So it's really good to know. And then also there's an easy apply button. So an easy apply button, if I were to click on it, it's when you would actually use your LinkedIn application in order to submit your profile, as opposed to going to the company website and applying through there. So you can do this if you want to get the job through LinkedIn specifically, but that's an option as well. There are also additional filters that are in here. So you'll see some of the ones that we were just talking about. And there's like industry that you can look for. There's also job function, the title. So say, for example, you wanted to be a consultant in the banking industry, then you can select that. That's just kind of an example. There's also different filters in here, whether it's, under 10 applicants have applied, if the person who's posting is within your network, and also a fair chance employer. So just something to keep in mind to filter. You could filter by in your network or under 10 applicants, but that might limit yourself from opportunities that might be good for you. Same kind of thing with salary, is that oftentimes on job descriptions, the salary is not posted. So again, if you try to limit yourself to a certain salary, you might be limiting yourself from opportunities that are out there. Also, something to keep in mind is that you might be able to negotiate your salary at the end, like when you actually get the job / offer letter. So just something to keep in mind. Now, if it's like way below your salary requirements, then maybe that's not the job for you. But otherwise, this is just, again, something more so to look at. I wouldn't necessarily filter by it, but just something to look at. And of course, any sort of benefits that you want as well, you can add those. So like I said, with those filters, you'll be able to have a narrowed list of what you want. You can also set a job alert. So if you go up here, you can actually toggle this on and you can manage the alerts. So basically you will get in your email, you'll get alerts for when new jobs that are titled this or have around the same topic or title are posted. So there's a lot of different settings that you can put on here, right? For now, I'm going to delete it because I don't necessarily need it. But you'll find those when you go back to your jobs page. You'll find that within the job alerts section. So again, when I look up graphic designer, you'll see a bunch of different things, right? So this one, for example, is a really cool example, right? Because it shows all this information about the company, such as, you know, in this case, what the salary is, you know, if it's full-time, entry level, things like that. You'll also get to see how many alumni from your university work here. So this is a great opportunity to connect with those folks. And you can see that in a different video that I've posted for networking specifically, and basically saying, hey, like I just applied for the graphic designer role at Fast Enterprises. I would love to learn a little bit more about your experience at Fast Enterprises, right? Bonus points if these people are actually graphic designers, you know, that makes the case for them to connect with you more likely. But if not, that's totally okay too. But it's always good to get connected with people from your university. So again, this is the easy apply button. So this job application in particular is an easy apply button. You can also see who posted it. Sometimes this is listed, sometimes this is not. In this case, it is posted. So you can reach out to Ella, for example, you can message her. So if I were to go in here, and you could, if you're not connected, you could connect with her, add a note and say, hey, you know, I just applied for the position as a graphic designer at Fast Enterprises. I'd love to learn a little bit about the recruitment and talent experience, like kind of what that process looks like, as well as your experience at Fast Enterprises. Okay. And just like I said, make sure before you even apply, you really align to the different skills, to the different employment qualifications, you know, things like that. Again, not everything has to be 100% accurate, but just as long as, you know, after doing your research on Fast Enterprises itself, as well as just looking at the role, if that's something that feels good to you, then apply, right? The worst that they could say is no, or you could just decline it, right? If you don't want to apply for it in this given moment, then what you can do is actually press save. And when you go back to your LinkedIn, you can go into jobs. You could go into jobs and you can see my jobs and ones that you have saved, ones that you have applied to, and just any ones that are archived. But like I said, that's all in the jobs button, and you can see that in my jobs. Okay. I'm just going to unsave this. What you'll also notice is how many applicants have applied. And especially if it's an easy apply functionality, make sure that your LinkedIn is updated with the most recent updates. Things from your resume are included. I actually have a video on how to do that, so keep that in mind. There are also positions like this as well where, same kind of thing where you can see how many applicants, what the location is, all this kind of stuff, right? But this, as opposed to having the easy LinkedIn apply button, you actually have to apply on their site. So this is where you would look at their information and things like that. And in here, it might be on here, or it might be on the careers page. So if you go to University of Texas at Arlington, you could try to find the talent email, right? In order to understand kind of like who to reach out to or who that contact information would be or contact person would be if you can't find it on this job application site within LinkedIn. So that's pretty much it in terms of how to apply for a job on LinkedIn or how to search jobs on LinkedIn. And like I said, when you apply, always helpful as well to send a follow-up email. Again, whether it's to the talent team at this particular company or for this particular role, as well as if a person specifically posted the job. Always great to email them and or send them a LinkedIn request. So again, if you have any questions, let me know. But that is how you search for jobs on LinkedIn. Thanks so much.